how's it going? First live feed of 2020. How are you guys doing out there? I just gotta see if this is adjusted. I learned something. I learned to put the phone sideways. Still want to get a camera tripod. That's my goal, one of my goals for 2020. Hi, how are you? It's dawn of the new era. Wow, feeling quite activated, specifically somatically. I'm going to give you a reading, a new era reading, kind of the view of what I think we're alchemizing, what we're bringing in for this full moon, what we're letting go, what we're bringing in. I mean, obviously, systemically, culturally, around the world, it's really shaken up. Yeah. So maybe your inner life is too. Maybe your outer life is. These are all appropriate times. So let's start this reading. We got to bring in something, right? We got to bring in a good energy. Oh, I'm getting all these texts. We got to bring in our archetypes, our angels, guides, allies, living on the other realms. I choose living. I choose Stevie Nicks. As I light this Stevie Wicks candle, I bring in the energy of the cosmic Stevie Nicks. Yeah, baby, yeah. Put this back here. The other candle. We got the bee medicine, we got the Stevie Wicks. We're good to go. I gotta be honest, I feel it was last night that I started to feel tired and started to feel this. It was almost like a fuzzy, it's just a fuzzy, unclear feeling, but I'm okay with it. At the same time, I have like this childlike bliss and hope. So, let's go for it. Let's keep it simple. So I started the full moon day with, check this out. I got this for Christmas. It's so good. You guys know I like ceremonial cacao. Cacao is from the chocolate bean, the cacao bean, South America, and it holds the power of the sun. And because we're in this lunar, darker time, I wanted to bring in some sun energy. When I tapped in for this particular time period, most of you who are listening to me right now, sorry, I'm a cusser. Bring out your adaptogens. We're talking ashwagandha. We're talking specifically maca, if you have it, maca powder. This is also a plant in South America. It is very complementary because it's lunar. So it's very complementary to cacao. When you mix the two, you have this alchemy that is, it's juicy. It's like bringing the balanced outside into your inner world and body. So I started my day for that. And then I pulled some cards. I was like, okay, what's going on, Spirit? And I gotta admit to you, I woke up. Do you know when you were a little girl or boy and you would wake up, I'm gonna say about, maybe up till 7 or 8, maybe even up till 10, and you'd wake up, you're like, oh, this is why little kids get up so early. They get up at like 6 because they just can't wait to see what's gonna happen during the day. They're like, oh my God, it's a new day. I've got a new day, and my soul is new on earth, and I'm here. And I woke up like that today. I woke up like, oh my God, my angel classes sold out, and it's just a new day. And I started this year, I wouldn't say last year I was stuck by any means, but you guys, most of you know I do the mentorship program, and about August, September, I stepped into my grief walker. So you're probably like, Dawn, who are you? I've heard you're a I see you do psychic stuff. I see you do angel stuff. You've written these books about anxiety and authenticity. Like, what is it that you do? Who are you? And it's really hard to pin down because I'm what is called a shapeshifter. So I have this ability to shift into teacher mode, to shift into healer mode, to shift into grief support. To be honest, I started this year shifting out of the grief walker, because some of you know as well that I was really, having a hard time last year, towards the last half of the year. My daughter developed a severe autoimmune. We tried treatment after treatment after treatment, and I came up against a new level of powerlessness that I had never experienced before. Now, I started my life with tons of powerlessness, extreme violence in my home. No one, I would reach out to get things. And I always like to bring up my story so we can relate to each other. And so also you can go back into your story and see how that's connecting in, with the last 6 months before we got into this eclipse season. Because, the eclipse season really is about wrapping up what was for a new beginning. So for me, I the last 6 months going into the mentorship, lots of grief, lots of women processing grief, me processing grief. It really brought us to what today is about, which is, and I know this is backwards, but I'm going to show you the card anyways. Surrender. No, still doesn't work. Surrender. We've been asked to surrender to some force that's greater than us, to take our worries, our stresses, our problems that we can't fix and we are powerless over, and to give them over. It can look like many ways. It can look like, one of my favorite things I like to do with clients is say, put it on a shelf, So say I'm going to give you an example. During Shay's, process with illness, say she was at a friend's house for a day or dad's house for a day, I would just lovingly in my mind wrap her up in these beautiful, blankets and silks and just put her up on a shelf mentally so that I could get a break. So if you're struggling with anything right now, wrap it up, honor it, but put it on the shelf. If it's not right in front of you, it's not time to deal with it. And sometimes our brain really goes into this, how do I fix it? How do I make it better? How do I fix things? How do I make these better? When it's just not time and there's nothing you can do. So if you're finding that you're up against something like that, that's a good time you can take it back off the shelf and deal with it later. But what are you surrendering to? This is the Atlantean codes for surrender. A lot of people like to see those because the codes, I'm from Atlantis, I have this this Octarian frequency that, that's why I do so many workshops and so many gatherings, because I will admit and download codes so you can upgrade your energetic frequency. And the surrender one is quite interesting. You can surrender through breath. I love to surrender through just accessing the 5 senses and trying to calm the mind. We are lucky enough and blessed enough to, if you're anywhere in Ohio, where I'm at, Columbus, Ohio, to be blessed with a spring day or two. So in the middle of January. Isn't that something? So I did pull the Retreat into Nature card, the Green Man. And what I love about the Green Man is he's speaking to the heart medicine too. A lot of things and losses and intense situations that brought up powerless in your life at the end of the last decade, it was to do alchemy in your heart. Some things actually broke your heart, right? How many of you out there could feel your physical heart heavy or tight, or it would affect your breathing? It was something that just, life got really deep at times. Really beautiful too, but really deep at times. And that was so that your heart could expand. Yeah, that heart pain, those heart sufferings of last year, that was, have you heard of that? And I can't remember, I think it's Chinese, but there's some culture that if they break a vase, they don't throw it away. They get the mortar and they mix it up lovingly and they patch it up, and it has these cracks in it, and they don't see it as faulty because the light can get through then. And you've been going through these intense, powerless situations where you just didn't have control to change it. And I hope that you grieved, because that was, grief is the mortar, is that the word for it? The glue, we'll just see it's the word glue. The glue that put the heart back together. And you were actually grieving a lot of stuff from a couple decades ago, depending on your age. There, you know, it really was, I saw things as a spiral of time, and towards the end of last year, we were really on this parallel universe thing where we were, I mean, I felt like I was 18 again. I thought I worked on that. So if you are in Columbus, Ohio, or someplace where you can get out in nature, even if it's cold, bundle up and get into nature. Definitely go out, look at the moon. I mean, it's supposed to be rainy. I got to look at it last night, but even get a felt sense of her frequency and energy downloading you, loving you, nourishing you. This eclipse is actually in Cancer, I heard, and that is like, I do a Sangha meditation program every Thursday night where I just sit and meditate for 2 hours. So I get a lot of messages and also a lot of rest and a lot of alchemy. And Spirit said, you just got to continue to slow down and to nourish and to nurture. And so nothing nurtures us better and brings our hearts back together than nature. So we surrendered. We are now at a spot where babies, we're new beginnings. And what was the purpose of this? What was the purpose of this? What have we been craving this whole time through all this stuff? This, I think you can see, because it has it both ways. See, it looks backwards to me. To be seen for who you are. To be seen for who you are. We all as humans have this collective need to truly be seen for who we are, to get the empathy that we need. I can't explain to you the loneliness and sorrow it was to try to receive empathy with having a chronically ill child. It was like, people mean well, right? Like, people mean well. There's so many of you that have these unique situations, and maybe your friends aren't going through them too, you know? And no one actually is. That's why I tell my daughter, be your own best friend, because you are the only one who's going to be with you from birth to the end. So you really got to be your own best friend. And when you are befriending yourself on that level, making mistakes and going, oh, you're so human. That's my favorite affirmation for myself. Sometimes I double book people. Sometimes I triple book people. Sometimes I forget appointments because I got a lot on my plate. And I don't shame or guilt myself. I just look at the person and I go, guess I was extra human today. Woo! Yay! Yay! Being a human being. And these kind of things soften and allow me to see, because shame and guilt really clouds the picture of who you are. So if you've got this craving to be seen for who you really are, the great thing is that if you surrender, if you do the heart medicine, you know, definitely reboot those adrenals. Specifically this weekend, I'd say just go on an adrenal clear. That Cancer eclipse, nurturing adrenals. That's what I heard in that 2-hour meditation. Just adrenals are the little, you can look them up. They're down in your back, I believe. And they just, you know, they're one of the, like the thyroid, these different places in our body, they pump out hormones. And, you know, when we're stressed, like when we drink coffee or some caffeine, it just, you know, emits a little bit of that adrenals. But sometimes, I mean, especially what a lot of you have been going through, I'm hearing in the last 3 to 6 months of last year, it really took you to places, not only physically, but also in your psyche that you didn't even know existed. And so I'll leave you with this. I like to always close my eyes, tap in, let spirit channel through me. They did say that this eclipse specifically is opening up okay, they want to go ahead and channel. As above, so below. Your heart is the portal to something more. Take the time to go in deep. Using plant medicine, you will find the things that you seek. Through these different adrenal plants, you will find that there is a gateway and connection between that second root chakra and the heart. Take the time to allow these two to synchronize, balance, and communicate. Communicate with the plants this weekend. Sit with the trees. They're saying chew on fresh leaves. What does that mean? I think that what they mean is there are some still edible plants out there. Like I've seen dandelion. It's really weird with the timelines collapsing because we do have like this early pre-spring energy tapping in with right in the middle of winter. It's so bizarre, but so cool. All right, let me ask what else they want to talk about. Okay, now we have a different guide coming in. That was funny. That last guide was a poet. I don't have a lot of poetry guides that come through me. Okay. So this guide is coming in. This is more angelic, of course, because I'm doing the angelic class tonight that's sold out. And what I do in there is that I bring in angels, open up a portal for the angels to come in to do cellular upgrades and healing. And so they're saying that you can also do that on your own. Many of you, they're recommending doing it in your bed, laying in your bed. They said open up, and they said just ask. Any kind of angelic crystals, selenite, any kind of white or clear quartz selenite, put it around your body tonight with the full moon energy and just ask for the angelic healing. Because what's happened is through all these things that have been going on in your life, your body it needs an upgrade. They're tired, they're worn out. I can feel it. It's kind of like after a war zone, you know, you got that adrenaline pumping to get through what you've been going through, and now it's starting to soften. If it's not softening, there's still more hard work to do. Get a hold of me and let's get that work done. We'll find a way. All right, last message was, so somatics, body, upgrades. You do have some stuff coming up, and then next, so now we're looking into the future. We just talked about what happened, what's right now, in the future. Community is the work of the next few months. Building, reworking. You've seen some stuff where I have been posting about boundaries and clearing out. So there's people to say bye-bye to, even if they're offering you a little bit. If they're not offering you the full gamut. Oh, there's a beautiful blue jay coming in. She says, joy, Dawn. Don't forget to tell them about the joys of life. Sweet. Oh. So yeah, community. Your work right now is to find new community. You know, I joined a new meditation. I'm going to still go to my old, but to keep building that. And that there will continue to be past life inner child triggers. So you ain't done yet. It's still going to come in. I have a plethora of ways to work with energy blocks in the inner child. In fact, that is the theme in October mentorship with women. The theme was grief. This one in February coming up is about parenting. Whether you're a parent, the way you were parented, we're going to do a lot of inner child work, a lot of healing from that. And, you know, I have payment plans. I have 3 spots filled, so I have 7 left. It is for women and people that identify as women. I work one-on-one with men if you're a man and want to work with me, but not in the group. You did complete some. It just means there's more work to do. And then going on into, it's funny, the safety dance. This guide came in and was talking about the safety dance. I don't know what that means, but there will be more deep emotions, more worldwide. There's going to be a lot more stuff going on, which even if you're not into it, and even if you don't watch the news and all this stuff, you're still going to find that your body, so we're going back to the body and why you have to upgrade your adrenals right now and really nurture yourself and do the angelic selenite quartz. Angels, give me the upgrade. They're waiting there. You ask them and they'll do it. Is because we're going to have a second wave. Let me ask when. They're saying April. So April is a second wave. Some really intense shit going on in the world, and it is going to activate some old cellular fear stuff in our body. Definitely steer clear from the news as much as possible. Remember your world, try to keep your world here, especially if you're really triggered. The medicine there is to let the deep emotions come up, right? Let the deep emotions come up and clear. And then, yeah, we'll just end with self-care. This is my little deck. I wrote a book for it, but I never did work on getting it published because I'm a shapeshifter and I do a million different things at once. But the self-care piece is imperative. Slow down. Take your plant medicines. Meditate. Get into nature. That's what you need. And then I did pull the dance card. So any chance you have to dance. I always have my current Shakti Shakedown playlist for people to listen to. If you need a little dance part, just Dawn Thompson on Spotify. But for right now, nothing too abrasive. This is really a time to be ever so sweet and gentle with yourself. I'm giving you warm, squishy, lovey, 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 lovey hugs. Beth's here. Oh no, Beth has the flu. Okay, she asked, so I'm going to reiterate the plant medicine maca. So at the beginning, I'll just reiterate, I was told today to do a maca cacao smoothie. So cacao is, oh God, I got this for Christmas, I love it. It's got tons of adaptogens. So really, Beth, it's all about getting an adaptogen. I'm using maca for two reasons. One is I bleed with the full moon right now, so I'm growing. I'm literally about to start my moon cycle at any time, and maca helps balance those hormones of the period. But any kind of mesquite, lucima, cacao is more of the sun solar that just kind of anchors in all the moon energy. But I took my ashwagandha and my maca today because I'm messing around with the adrenals. Yeah. So one of the women who signed up for the mentorship is a nail artist, and we're literally trading nail services for the next couple months for the mentorship. So I'm about to get dreamy goddess lunar eclipse nails. I'm so excited. Another woman who signed up is going to be doing yoni steams for the mentorship, and she's going to be trading jewelry and private yoga. I'm like, this is a good life here. So yeah, there's still 7 spots. Think about it. I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. It's very customized. So I have everything on paper because I'm old fashioned. But this is my book where I customize a program for you for a month. It does not take a lot of time out. In fact, my program saves you time. I do it for myself. But what we do is we customize each of the 12 women, get a movement practice of the month directly from your guides and with your input. Because if you're looking for a self-alchemy healing program, you don't want to join something where the person says this is what everyone needs to do. Because the fact is, we talked about this earlier, what Beth needs isn't what I need always, So like Beth, I'm sharing these tinctures, but you might have a unique plant that wants to work with you. Right now, as a collective, adrenals, we need the adrenals because of all that's going on in the world, and it's affecting our body because we're all one. Anyways, back to the program. So you get a movement practice. We look at your, what plant medicine works best, what energy medicine works best, because acupuncture works really good on me, but maybe you need polarity therapy. So we create this program, we put it down in February, the dates, the times, so that you already have it in your calendar, in your phone. And then every Monday at noon, I come through with a teaching. So I'll be doing the inner child work teaching. We'll be doing that together. And then Monday through Thursday, you're accountable to get a hold of me. And we talk about, what's coming up for you, what's alive for you. You get support through this program. What else do we do? You get my anxiety book that I wrote last year. It's just a cool deal. So PM me if you're feeling called to the mentorship in February. Shakti Shakedown is the 20th. Let's see what we got here. Shakti Shakedown is the 24th. And I got another Salt Cave event coming up on the 20th. That is not sold out yet. Ooh, and House of Om, I've got a workshop 2 to 5, Alchemy of the Heart. We're gonna have some movement and dance there. I've never showed you guys this, I don't think. This is one of my very first workshops that I did was in this room. I don't know, it was about 6 or 7 women, and we did some Kundalini movement, and then we did painting. And this is what came out of me. It's the exploding yoni flower. So yeah, I'm looking outside and I have my window open. I'm seeing it's really beautiful. So I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna go out and get my nails done, enjoy some nature. If you are going to the Salt Cave tonight, I'll see you there. Thank you to the power of Stevie Wicks. Stevie Nicks, you are my main support woman. Be well. And if you have any insights, right? You are all so freaking wise. I know that. I know all of you, most of you. And if you have any insights about the eclipse that's come through, please share it on here. I'm not the expert. I'm wise, but so are you. So I want to know. Tell me what you see. Tell me what you're feeling. Tell me what insights are coming through. And please share with me what happens if you do the selenite quartz angelic request, or what happens to you in nature. And be well, care for yourself. So much love.